Donald Trump looked absolutely terrible as he was leaving Beijing, physically deteriorating, struggling to walk up the steps on Air Force One. He is returning to the United States from an utterly failed trip. He is returning with nothing, or perhaps I should say with rose seeds. Yep, Xi Jinping's departing gift for Donald Trump as the ultimate jab was to give Donald Trump rose seeds, nothing else, knowing that there would be no place to plant the rose seeds because Donald Trump and Melania tore up the rose garden at the White House, which Xi Jinping knows how beautiful that rose garden was because unlike Donald Trump, who he made Trump visit him in Beijing, Xi Jinping's trips to the United States was to visit former President Obama when he was in the White House and former President Biden when Biden was in the White House. Xi Jinping went to DC first to meet with them. So let's talk about how this disastrous trip ended. Donald Trump bringing back nothing but shame, ridicule, embarrassment, humiliation. So before Donald Trump left, he was walking around with Xi Jinping outside in the kind of residence area for Xi Jinping. And then Donald Trump said, nice place. I could get used to this. Oh, very nice tree. Look at the nice tree. He's so awkward. He's so weird. And it looks like he's like physically attracted to Xi Jinping. Now, I can get used to living here. What are you talking about? Here, play this clip.
So they live
150年.
It's pretty old. It's getting pretty old for a tree.
对于树来讲，树龄还
Nice
很高
place.
了，这
Nice place.
很美的地方
I， like it.
我很喜
I
欢，
like this place.
我喜欢这地
I
儿。
could get used to this.
我这地儿能待得惯，我可能不想走了。
展现的这
And then it gets even weirder before Donald Trump leaves. He turns to Xi Jinping and he says to the interpreter, can you please ask the president, does he let other prime ministers and presidents out here, or am I the only one who gets to see these trees? What? Here, play this clip.
Ask the president when other from other countries, presidents and prime ministers, does he bring them?
在其他的国家来的元首啊、总统啊，或者是总理什么的，您作为国家主席，也都会到这边来接待他们吗？
很少。这个地方我们首先以前外事活动部在这里。
All right, so after that weirdness happens, Donald Trump sitting with Xi Jinping for this final tea ceremony, they were calling it. And here was this is Donald Trump's position about his discussion with Xi Jinping. He's like, we did discuss Iran. We feel very similar. We want the straits open, so we're closing it now. We want it open, so we're closing it. Here, play this clip.
To settle, and the relationship is a very strong one. We've really done some wonderful things, I believe. We did discuss Iran. We feel very similar to Iran. We want that to end. We don't want them to have a nuclear weapon. We want the straits open. We're closing it now. They closed it, and we closed it on top of them. But we want the straits open, and we want them to get it ended because it's a crazy thing. They're a little bit crazy, and that's no good. Can't have it. They cannot have a nuclear weapon.
And then Donald Trump says how much he wants to thank Xi and all of his representatives for the great friends they've become. Donald Trump was looking for a friend. We're looking for a friend. Xi Jinping was looking for global dominance, hegemonic power, Thucydides' trap, restructuring the global architecture. That's what Xi Jinping was talking about. Three-dimensional, four-dimensional chess of diplomacy. Donald Trump was like looking for an authoritarian friend. Do you like me, Xi? Do you like me, Xi? Watch how pathetic this was. Here, play this clip.
But we discussed a lot of other things also, and I think we're very much on agreement. We're going to have some further discussions now with the group. But I just want to thank President Xi and all of his representatives. We've become friendly with all of them. They're great people. And it's an honor to be here. And we'll be back. And I believe on September 24th or thereabouts, President Xi is going to be coming to the United States. And we will be reciprocal, like reciprocal trade. The visit will be reciprocal. We're going to lay it on the line, and we're going to have you're gonna walk away, hopefully very impressed, like I'm very impressed with China. And I just want to end by saying thank you very much. It's been really a great couple of days. Thank you very much.
And then there's Donald Trump sitting next to Xi Jinping, and Xi Jinping's talking about we're sending Donald Trump home with rose seeds, not roses, rose seeds. Like Donald Trump really liked some of the roses out here, so we're going to give him some of the seeds. And then Donald Trump's like, we did lots of deals, lots of trade deals. What trade deals did you do? You didn't do any deals at all. Here, let's play this clip.
The president was interested to learn all about that, including the Chinese roses, which we looked at. And I agreed to send the seeds for these roses to the president as a gift.
I love that. That's great. I want to thank you very much. This has been an incredible visit. I think a lot of good has come of it. We've made some fantastic trade deals, great for both countries. He's a man I respect greatly, become really a friend. We've known each other now 11 years, almost 12 years. It's a long time. And we've settled a lot of different problems that other people wouldn't have been able to settle. And the relationship is a very strong one. We've really done some wonderful things, I believe.
In fact, one of the things we noticed was Boeing shares falling 4% after Donald Trump said that China agreed to buy 200 Boeing jets, far below the expectation of a possible 500 plane deal, which was discussed before the meeting with Xi Jinping. Also, we saw U.S. stock futures dip after Donald Trump's trade representative, Jamieson Greer, said that the Donald Trump-Xi Jinping talks did not cover any of the chips. There was some information that leaked out that Trump was going to give Xi Jinping the H200 chips, these GPUs that were highly classified. But then one of the things that we were learning is that maybe China didn't even want it because they've already got the technology, likely from other sources as well. I'll just show you these photos right here just to remind you. This is when Xi Jinping took the first official state visit to the United States to see Obama. Take a look right here. Then this is when Xi Jinping came to see Biden over here, not the other way around, as though Donald Trump is thinking that he got some special treatment right here. I'll show you right here as well as Xi Jinping was saying hello to the various Trump officials. I want you to watch as he stares down Stephen Miller. You can see him staring down Stephen Miller and staring down Stephen Chung. He like stops and pauses and he gives them a very, unique look. So then Donald Trump went on state regime media, which calls itself Fox, right before Trump left. And Donald Trump again started glazing Xi Jinping and saying, Xi Jinping's right out of central casting. If you went to Hollywood and you looked for a leader of China, you would never get someone as strong and powerful as Xi in Hollywood. Again, what are you talking about? Do you even know what this trip is supposed to be? Here, play this clip.
Say about him that if you went to Hollywood and you looked for a leader of China to play a role in a movie,
central casting.
He's central casting. You couldn't find a guy like him. Even his physical features. He's tall, very tall. And especially for this country, because they tend to be a little bit shorter. You look at the military. I mean, the military today was incredible. That military marching was incredible. But no, if you went to Hollywood, you're not going to find a guy to play the role. He's good. And he's I'll get criticized. They always criticize me when I say good things about certain leaders, and this one. But he's a leader for China. He's led almost 1.5 billion people for a long time, and he's respected. It's sort of interesting when the fake news said, he said, they'll say, President Trump said that President Xi was a brilliant leader. That's a terrible thing. What am I going to do? But it's,
Then Donald Trump does not give a definitive answer here on whether Xi Jinping agreed that Iran shouldn't have nuclear weapons. Donald Trump's like, What do you expect Xi to say? What do you expect him to say? I don't know, maybe a definitive answer. Even Hannity looks like, dude, what are you talking about? Here, play this clip right here.
Because I don't think China wants Iran to have a nuclear weapon either. I said, they're stone cold crazy. You don't need them having a nuclear weapon either.
What did he say?
Well, he's not going to respond too much. He's a pretty cool guy. He's not going to say, "Oh, gee, that's a good point."
I think he might.
What's he going to do? What a wonderful point.
You think he agreed?
Yeah, I think
that was the impression.
I don't think he wants them to have. No, he would like to see it end.
And it looks like Hannity continues to get frustrated with Donald Trump over here when he says, so do you think Xi and China have the ability to influence Iran when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz? Like, are you doing anything there? And Donald Trump's like, look, I don't know. I'm not really sure. So what was the point of this trip? Here, play this clip.
The country's decimated. You know, they're charging tolls. Where's the money going?
Do you think President Xi and China have the ability to influence the Iranians, considering they are one of their biggest
probably,
customers?
But look, he's not coming in with guns. He's not coming in with rifles. They're not coming in shooting. You know, somebody said he's been very good. They get a lot of their oil, 40% of their oil from that location. So what has happened, and one thing I think that we're going to make a deal on, they've agreed they want to buy oil from the United States.
Oh, and then Donald Trump supports China buying up U.S. farmland, right? One of the whole positions that Trump and MAGA tried to come up with in 2024 elections is that we will never let China buy America's farmlands. Donald Trump's like, yeah, they can buy our farmlands up. Here, play this clip.
That Chinese nationals have been buying up thousands and thousands of acres of farmland, ranch land, and land near military installations. Now, I would assume I'm in Beijing. If I wanted to buy property near one of their military installations, I don't think President Xi...
No, they wouldn't let you. I don't... Look, it's not that I love it. You want to see farm prices drop? You want to see farmers lose a lot of money? Just take that out of the market. But they've had a lot of land for a long time. Obama did nothing about it. They bought a lot of it during the Obama administration. He did nothing about it.
And here's what Donald Trump had to say about Chinese students. He's very supportive of Chinese students in American schools, which again goes against what he was saying on the campaign trail and everything that MAGA was saying. Let's play this clip.
It's a very insulting thing to tell a country, we don't want your people in our schools. I mean, it really is. Now, I'll have people say, oh, that's a terrible thing. You know, it is a very insulting thing. And it's very interesting. It's something didn't come up today. Came up last time. But I will tell you that school systems don't want that to happen because you won't have much of a school system.
Hannity asked Donald Trump, so do you think you made progress at all, you know, for actually doing deals? Like, what was this trip for? And Donald Trump's like, yeah, they may buy some soybeans. Great. You realize they were buying massive amounts of soybeans under former President Biden. They stopped buying the soybeans when you did tariffs against them and tariffs against the world. And then they agreed to buy half as many soybeans as they were buying under Biden. And so your big trade deal was that they agreed to buy some soybeans. Here, play this clip.
Do you think you made progress? Did you feel like that the give and take, like, well, for example, you're not going to sign this big agreement after hours meeting, but do you feel the foundation was laid for great success?
Better than last time. You know, last time we signed like 36 deals. This time it's much bigger than that. Talked about soybeans for our farmers. They're going to do a lot of soybeans for our farmers. They're going to be buying a lot of our farm product, which is great. You know, they have an unlimited appetite, as the expression goes. They can buy as much as when you have that many people.
And then Donald Trump, of course, has to attack Obama. Let's play this.
America, I'm sure, watched the reception. And I'll do a side-by-side of the reception of then President Obama.
He doesn't respect Obama. Nobody does. Highly overrated, and he's a divider. Biden will go down as the worst president in history. because I think what he did on the border. So
And how do you?
Okay, well then, when it comes to retrieving enriched uranium on Iran, here's what Donald Trump had to say. Let's play it.
no, I don't think it's necessary, except from a public relations standpoint. I think it's important for the fake news that we get it. I'm the one that said we're going to get it, and we're going to get it. We have our eye on it. So Space Force was my creation. I did that in my first term. It's going to end up going down as one of the most important of all of our military.
So it can be entombed.
Yeah, it can be.
With eyes on it.
It can be, but I'd rather get it, to be honest with you. It can be, a lot of things can happen, and even despite the statement that, they can't get it, they are, first of all, if we left right now, it would take Iran 25 years to rebuild.
And then, of course, he had to finish by attacking former President Biden. Let's play this last clip.
Our country 2 years ago, if Biden came here, I don't even think he would get a meeting with President Xi. I don't think they'd even meet with him.
I don't know if
He
he'd
wouldn't
be able
come
to
here.
focus long enough in the
You know
meeting.
what? He wouldn't come here. But assuming he came, I don't know that he'd even have a meeting. It's amazing. Actually, a lot of people, I noticed even with the business leaders, they're the biggest businessmen in the world, and women, a couple of women. And most of them, almost all of them, but most of them never met President Xi.
Oh, and then Donald Trump, of course. I'll leave you with this one. He's like, yes, Xi Jinping, he's such a warm person. So warm, so loving. What are we even doing here? What are we doing here? Here, play this clip.
I think he's a warm person, actually, but he's all business. He's, there's no games. There's no talking about how nice the weather is. Oh, let's look at the stars. Let's look at the sun. No, he's all business. And I like that. I mean, that's a good thing. No games. I say it about him, and I could say it about some.
Well, there you have it, everybody. Let me know what you think. What truthfully, a disastrous trip. Trump comes home with nothing but some rose seeds. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. And thanks, everybody, for watching. New Midas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.